Hi there, welcome to BI Consulting Pro. Suppose you're working for an international organization who has stores all over the world. Now, the organization asks you to perform certain ETL operations, and also you have to create one semantic model on the top of that data. Or suppose you have to load that data into your lakehouse. Then how would you do that? Well, to do it, you're probably gonna use certain features that are available in Microsoft Fabric. You are a data engineer, and it's your job to do this ETL operation. In this video, I'm going to let you know that how you can do it and how you can make it more efficient using Dataflow Gen2. If you would like to know more, please stay tuned with me till the end of this video and you will get to know everything about it. If you are over here for the very first time, then here's a little introduction about me. My name is Ajay Kumar and I have 15 years of experience in data and AI field. I established BI Consulting Pro back in 2020, and since then we are uploading a lot of content for you so that you can acquire all that knowledge that's going to help you to grow in your career as well as in your day-to-day life. This is DP-700 series, and today I'm going to teach you how to use Dataflow Gen2. If you haven't subscribed this channel, please do subscribe now and also join our channel to support us. All the content on this channel is free of cost. Now, without wasting any more time, let's directly get into the topic. The very first, what you are going to learn in today's video, you are going to get introduction to data ingestion in Microsoft Fabric. Then you will get to know what is Dataflow Gen2, its key features and capabilities. And also you will get to know how you're going to use this data flow to ingest data using pipelines, where I'm going to show you via demo. Not only that, you would also learn when and why to use data flows in Microsoft Fabric. So, very first, what is data flow? If you have worked already on Microsoft Power BI, Microsoft Fabric, you already know what are data flows or what is a data flow. It seems quite confusing sometimes when you say data flows, it seems like it's plural, but no, it is not. There can be many data flows though. So, what is a data flow? Previously, Microsoft released Dataflows Gen1, but in Microsoft Fabric, it's Gen2. Data ingestion is the first step in any data engineering process. If you would like to perform any action on data, first of all, you have to get the data. You may have disparate data sources which have no links with each other, but at last you have to integrate it into your own data warehouse or lakehouse. So to do that, you have to perform ETL operation, or ideally in cloud we call ELT, extract, load, and then transform your data. In Microsoft Fabric, it's about bringing structured, semi-structured, or maybe unstructured data from various sources into one lake environment. This is going to enable you to centralize all your data, and then also you can reuse that data or maybe reuse all those transformed data. Now, Dataflows Gen2 in Microsoft Fabric brings some new features. So what is it exactly? Well, Dataflows Gen2 is a cloud-based data preparation tool that allows you to extract, transform, and load data from various sources in Fabric. It's going to use Power Query Online. It supports incremental refresh, reusability, and direct writing into Lakehouse or your warehouse. Isn't it amazing? Well, it's going to bring a lot more features, but don't just go over there. There are some limitations as well. For example, in Dataflows Gen2, you cannot use row-level security. It's also not a replacement of your traditional data warehouse. And there may be some other features which I'm going to let you know that are not available over here. So always be careful when you have to choose the right method. But this is really powerful. You can even use in your data factory workload. Now, here's the difference between Dataflows 1 and Dataflows 2. So Gen1, Gen2, like I mentioned previously, Gen1 was introduced in Power BI, but in Fabric it's Gen2. So Gen1 can be used only in Power BI dataset, whereas Gen2 can be used in Lakehouse, Warehouse, KQL databases. Scheduling was limited in Gen1, but in Gen2 it has advanced with integration into Fabric pipelines. That means you can use it as an activity and you can perform a lot more actions over there. In terms of performance also, it's been optimized for better scaling, while Gen1 was just standard. And if I'm going to talk about the integration, then Dataflows Gen2 are focused for Microsoft Fabric ecosystem. There are certain features that you should also know about Dataflows Gen2. Wow, there are 300 plus built-in transformations with advanced shaping capabilities. Yes, please pay attention over there. It has native orchestration via Fabric pipelines. It has high-speed ingestion with staging and fast copy support, and also flexible schema handling for evolving data structures. So isn't it amazing? Well, let's see what it's going to bring more. Dataflows Gen2 use cases. Ingest sales data from Excel into Lakehouse. Or it's not just Excel, there are 300 plus transformations and a lot of more data connectors over there, hundreds of them. You can transform customer data from multiple sources into unified. That means all the disparate data sources into your lakehouse. Automate data refresh using pipelines. You can also reuse logic across multiple workspaces. Now I'm directly going to go on the demo for this Dataflows Gen2. So please pay attention. This demo is not going to be as detailed as you want, but I'm going to try my best. However, you should practice at your home or at your workplace, and then do post your questions in the comment section. Once again, guys, if you haven't joined our channel, please do join. It's just going to cost you a cup of coffee, but that can help us a lot so that we can create more free contents for you. Besides that, to share this video with your friends and colleagues so that they can also learn something new. And if they are preparing for DP-700, I bet you this is going to be a game changer. Now, over here, I'm into my Fabric workspace. First of all, you should have Microsoft Fabric capacity if you would like to use Dataflows Gen2. Yes, you have to have that premium Fabric capacity, otherwise you cannot use it. Secondly, you should also allow these Fabric items creation. And thirdly, you should have a lakehouse because we are going to ingest data into lakehouse. Now, whenever we are going to create a lakehouse, you can simply come to Fabric workspace over here. You can simply search lakehouse like over here, and then you can simply create it from here by giving it a name. And if you would like to use the evolving schema, lakehouse schema, which is in public preview, check this in and use it. For this demo purpose, I have already created this lakehouse over here. I was also creating one Dataflows Gen2, which I didn't complete because I would like to do this by demo. So what you have to do, it's pretty simple. You have to just come over here, go down, and here you would find the Dataflows Gen2. Give it a meaningful name. In this case, I'm going to say DP-700. All right. You can also enable Git integration, deployment pipelines, and public API scenarios. This is really important. GitHub integration is now generally available in Microsoft Fabric. So try to use it for version controlling, as well as you can have your unified code at one place and you can use it again. This is going to take a little bit of time, so please be patient. And over here we are. Previously, I have also created one video where I showed you that if by mistake you are going to use Excel connection rather than CSV, what may happen. It was evident that by mistake I was trying to get data or import data from Excel. However, my file was CSV. And here's the file. If I'm going to paste this link over here, this is the file, orders data that we are going to use it. So for CSV, use it CSV only. However, Microsoft was not denying that it's a CSV file. Rather than that, they were giving me some weird error message. And because of that, I was also getting confused. But in this case, we are going to use CSV. Over here, you are going to get two links, link file or upload your file. I'm going to use this link and just go next. Make sure that authentication kind is anonymous over here if you're going to use this, and you're going to find all the links in the description section. Now this is my data and it's pretty simple. If you would like to change the delimiter, etc., you can use it over here. I'm not going to go into this one. Also, you can use AI feature, that means add table using example. This is also available, but I'm going to simply say yes because everything seems fine to me. As I create. I have already created a detailed video and tutorials on Power Query, how to use it. This is exactly the same. Over here, you can see on your right hand side pane query settings. So all the steps are over here. If you would like to modify, you would like to change something, you can do it over here. For example, here it's saying sales order ID and I want to rename it. I can use it. So I'll say sales order ID like that. Simply, I can also say order date, customer ID, line item, product ID, order quantity, and line item total. Now, there are tons of features are available over here. You have to go through them very carefully when you are using them. Why so? Because in your exam, whenever you are appearing, they may ask you questions about that okay, where is this default data in destination option is available. You can say, okay, you can add it over here, default data option, whether it's available or not. How you are going to use this query editor, there's a refresh, properties, advanced editor, where you are going to see your advanced query, and you can also apply steps over here. If you are advanced in Power Query, then there are tons of things that you can do over here. I have created a lot of videos, so please do check all those previous videos. I'm not going to go into this one. Similarly, there's so many other steps which you would like to do. You can also change these query steps. If you would like to go with the diagram view, you can go there and you can see everything over here. If you would like to see the table, show data view, it's there. Then you can also see the schema view as well. What are the different column names, etc. Everything is basically over here. You don't need to worry about, just explore this. And I would really encourage you that you are gonna have a look at this. Now Copilot is also over there, and you can ask questions. What would you like to do? I can transform your data and explain how it's being transformed. Isn't it amazing? Guys, do try this feature and do let me know. Probably I'm going to create a separate video how to use this Copilot in Power Query Online, but not in this video. And you can also clear these messages over there. If you would like to transform the data, then there is a group by and so many other steps are there, over there. But right now I'm not going to go over there. So what we are going to do right now, we are going to load the data into our destination. You can see that there's no destination. Also, if you're going to come on your home tab, there's a default destination. So let's add over here, and I'm gonna say, hey, where I would really like to load this data. Like I mentioned, this is just an ETL tool which is going to help you to load and transform your data, but you have to finally load it into a destination. You can also just create one simply data flows which you can use as a semantic model as well. In this case, we are going to load our data into Lakehouse, and here I have to create a connection. So I have to create a new connection because my Lakehouse is already created. So let me create it. I'm going to call it Lakehouse TF gateway. I'm not going to use it, and I'm going to keep it like this. So these are going to be connection, create a new connection, connection name. I gave it gateway. Ideally, if you are getting data outside your organization or into some other data sources, let's say maybe Excel file on a desktop or something, you have to create it. So now let's go next and see what happens. And here are my all the lake houses that I created. So I'm gonna go my latest lake house that I have created. Let me search it. DP-DF. All right, it's not there. Maybe this is the one, Dataflows Gen2. I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna include in this one. Although guys, I'm really not sure which was my lakehouse name. There was a dev demo, there was a fabric workspace. Yes, it was in this one. These are the workspaces, and here is my lakehouse. So I'm gonna load into this one. Ideally, all these are the workspace names, not your lakehouse. Lakehouse is inside them. So we have already selected ours one, fabric, and in the fabric I have this, my lakehouse. I'm gonna go next, and this is the one. If you would like to make some changes, you can probably do over here, but we are using the automatic settings. No need to do anything. That's how it's so useful. Now let's save the settings. And now what we are gonna do at last, save and run, but you can also check the validation over here. So no validation have been performed yet. Please set the data flow to check the validation status. So first you have to save it and run it, and then it's gonna check it out. So it's been refreshed, saved. Let's try this now again, and save operation is currently in progress. Let's try to refresh it. Yes, it's been successful, no errors, and that's gonna help you out a lot. All right guys, so it's been saved and run. Now we don't need to perform anything. We just need to simply save again. Great. So now what you have to do, you have to simply go back to your workspace. So let's check whether our data has been loaded or not. So if I'm gonna come over here, fabric workspace, and this is my lakehouse. So let's go to this lakehouse, open this lakehouse, go to tables. Right now I cannot see anything over here. Maybe the job is running behind the screen. So I come here again, and let me see. Let's go. Yeah, order table is already there. Maybe it's going to take some more time to load it. So don't worry about that. So you can check also the operations over here. I'm going to clear this one, but your data has been loaded. So let me just refresh the whole page and you can check it. So in my opinion, this has been done. So let me close the data flow, go to my lakehouse once again. It's loading and there is some identifier and here's my order table. Finally, I got it. Unable to identify these objects as tables. To keep these objects in the lakehouse, move them to files. So that's what you have to do. But ideally, it's been created. Just you need to work on this one. So what we are going to do in our next section, we are going to talk more about that, how exactly you are going to use those tables into your lakehouse. Probably till then all the operations would be completed, but do try it yourself and do let me know what do you think about it. If you would like to create maybe a pipeline, etc., you can do that. And now you see that all the data has been loaded over here, and this is it. That's how you load it. You have to just wait it for a couple of times. Now you see get data. You can also create a new data pipeline over here. So I'm gonna say, hey, create a pipeline 1. Now it's gonna go ideally to data factory workload because there we create the pipelines and all the data. But here you can choose and connect to a source. So in this case, when it's asking, hey, what source do I need to choose? Okay, so basically what you have to do, not from here, you have to just cancel this. And here you have to add this pipeline activity. In the pipeline activity, you're going to use Dataflows Gen2. So you're going to say simply Dataflow. Now it's been added. And here you can give it a name and then you can write some description, etc. But here you have to configure which workspace you want to use and which data flow you would like to use. That's all. And you can see that it's been validated. You can save it and then you can also run it. And otherwise, you can also add other things, like if you can say, okay, on success, on failure, and if you would like to say on completion, etc., all those things you can do. But you can also add further activities into that. For example, you would like to use a filter, then you can again go to this setting, you can use the conditions over here, etc. But what I'm trying to show you over here, that you can use this in a pipeline. Ideally, if you would like to use the pipeline in Microsoft Fabric, you should go to data engineering. There you should go to over there you should create a pipeline and you can do that. But you can also do it directly in a workspace which is Fabric enabled. You can create a new item, go to lakehouse. In the lakehouse also you can create a pipeline. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say over here and you have enjoyed this tutorial, this demo, as well as initial introduction section. If you have any feedback, please do provide us. Also do join this channel to enjoy all the contents, learn it, grow in your career and explore the world of data. If you have any question and concern, please do let us know. If you are looking for a consulting work, then you can also connect with us and we are going to transform your organization using data-driven decisions. We provide services in data and AI, so contact us. Otherwise, keep enjoying our content, keep learning, keep growing in your career, and I'm going to see you in our next video.